Hello everyone, this is Akuchi back with some more Dominion. We're going to be going without the video camera this time because it doesn't seem to be working properly, so just audio here. This is going to be my first league match of the season. I did demote into a C division, so I'm in the C1 division. My first opponent is Knave the Muser, who I don't think I have played yet. Haven't gotten a lot of Dominion practice in, so hopefully we're not too rusty. So in this kingdom, I see Page, Ronin, Cage. Trouble with the Ronin is that the non-treasure payload is pretty weak. It does exist, right? You've got Swamp Hag and Villain. Swamp Hag might be worth it. So we definitely want to open with a Page. Question is, do we want to open with a Cage? I think so. Like, we're going to be getting silvers from Treasure Hunter. Champion is super important. Where's the plus buy going to come from? Could be Council Room. So we could just play with a single Ronin. That's probably the way to do it. And then we'll get Treasure Payload. I guess Ronin or Council Room kind of hurts the opponent's Ronin. So that's an interesting interaction. What does Smugglers say? Costing up to 6. So Smugglers can gain like 2 cost cards, which is important to keep in mind. An early Ronin isn't great because there's like no villagers, nothing like that. It can be good to like play a Treasure Hunter then play a Ronin. That can definitely be good. I'm just not sure. I don't think I want a Smugglers just yet. The Cage thing could go poorly. It's already gone poorly, more or less. So our opponent opened Cage. I think now might be a good time to get a Smugglers. How do we feel about a second Page? I mean, once we add a Smugglers, it will be tough to... Yeah, I don't know. Well, this will be a bad Cage. Alright, well, our Cage misses the shuffle anyway. I suppose our opponents use the Cage, we might as well get a Smugglers. Not the best Cage, of course. We could not set aside the second copper to buy a Cage. glad our opponent bought the cage there. But I think I'll just buy cage next turn. I think there's no, like, downside to that. Like, I don't really want anything else. Hmm. Alright, I'll grab the Ronin. Thank you. Ooh, and we have a Ronin here. I think I'll play it, even though it probably means drawing the warrior dead. It'll be a good cage. They're definitely over-terminaled. It's a temporary malady. Ow. Is it worth getting a litter, I wonder? Okay. I think I like the litter. We can get like a capital next turn. Should be an easy page. As long as we see this litter, it's all pretty good. Yeah. What are we waiting for? Seriously, what are we waiting for? Should be council room, presumably. Treasure Hunter's pretty good payload. Hmm. Do I want a third smugglers? I could like autopile smugglers. Kind of amusing. So what are we gonna buy? Probably Page Council Room. Seems pretty good. That is a lot of silvers, but I can do you one better. So we never got time to play any of these attacks. The problem is they're terminal, and advancing the page line is terminal. That's the problem. Ruh-roh. It's going to be a pretty impressive amount of silvers we're going to collect. Now, our opponent doesn't have a page, so are they going to keep their treasure hunter? They do. Alright, here we go. Um, we could just empty council rooms, I guess. Seems fine. What to do? What to do? This is a tricky one. It's like, it's probably good to buy a fleet here. We have 3 buys. That's a lot of buys. Um, but I might not want to spend those buys. I guess I could do like fleet double page or something. Like, can I win next turn? I'm not sure. I have a lot of council rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 6 council rooms. I'd definitely like to be able to get... I mean, I could also get a smugglers, which is kind of funny. But it might help me empty piles. I'm gonna go for it. Do I want this warrior? Hmm. Nah. Like, I don't think our opponent can end it on their turn. And then we should have, like, 2 turns in which to do it. Maybe we just win on the silver pile. That would be fun. That would be fun. Ooh, our opponent is lowering smugglers. I think that favors me. I have way more buy. Our opponent can gain a few more silvers. Hmm. Might not have enough draw with only 7 council rooms. If my opponent buys a bunch of provinces, then I should be able to win on provinces. And if my opponent doesn't get a lot of provinces, then I'll just empty piles and get my provinces on this turn and my fleet turn. Just for players with this. Now, I'm not super confident about how fleet works. If I end the game on my turn, and we both have fleet, who gets the first fleet turn? Is it Knave? Probably. I don't think it matters too much. I mean, obviously provinces are more efficient than duchies, but if I get a big enough points lead, like it should be fine. I don't even care if my opponent ends like empties piles. I don't think they can, but it doesn't matter to me. I really want them to play Treasure Hunter though. Why? Why are we doing this? I mean, I appreciate the extra gains. No doubt about it. What can we gain here? We can gain silvers. That seems fine. We can also gain 1,billion pages, which will empty that pile. That seems like the most efficient pile to empty. Well, how many? We gained 7 silvers. We might be able to just empty silvers then. I think we probably can. I mean, I don't have 10 smugglers, but I have like 6 smugglers, I think. What were our opponent's gains? They gained 2 silvers and a page and a province. So they gained 3 smugglers. They might have had 2 smugglers. So maybe I only have 5. Alright, let's gain pages. That seems safer. Hmm. Yeah, it's all good. I'm fine with it. Let's go. Got our plus by. That's important. So we assume our opponent... Oh, and if they get any duchies, we can smuggle them. That's kind of crazy. Our opponent has a full hand. It's pretty scary. Maybe we shouldn't have gotten the last silvers. Huh. That's an interesting choice. If they'd gotten 3 provinces, what would they have had? They would have had 18 more VP. I guess they would have tied me. And if they get any duchy, they kind of lose. So, yeah, I kind of see it. I see it. Alright, what are we doing here? We can ferry a card. Ferry Seer is pretty bonkers. Replace is pretty good here. So I wonder if we should ferry replace, and then we can like switch to ferrying Seer. Ultimately, we are going to want a junk dealer. Is there any plus buy? No, there is Hermit. It is pretty interesting. It is pretty weird. Amulet was not on my radar. I'm thinking either Hermit or we ferry replace. The nice thing about ferrying replace is that we can potentially get a second replace if we want, or we can just ferry Seer and then we can just start replacing into Seer. But Hermit can just gain Seers without even... Like, Hermit is potentially just better than replace, is what I'm thinking. And we could potentially open double Hermit. There are some bad draws with that line. And we could always, like, Throne Room, potentially. I think I'm going to go for the upside and get double Hermit. Yeah, this sucks. Haven's got to be better than nothing. Well, is it better than a Madman? Potentially. It's a little hard to say. Geez, this is bad. This is bad luck. This is nice. I think we want a junk dealer now. Start trashing these coppers. Probably Harbor Village next. Well, this is, it should be fun. Oh, nice. We can Haven the Hermit. Or we can Haven the Seer. Not sure if I have another one. We have all the money we need. So probably best to Haven the Seer. Not sure where to go from here. Oh, Throne Room's probably better. Harbor Village is a coin. Throne Room. Well, it lets me trash a little more with Junk Dealer. It's very, or a little faster. It's flexible. I think we get it. All right. What do we want to be gaining now? Probably gaining silver is fine. I think it's probably fine. Like, should we just province now? It's kind of nice to get a replace, isn't it? It's tricky. I think it's going to be worthwhile to get a replace. don't know if we want a Ferry replace. I'm thinking probably not. I think it's got to be correct to keep building. Ferry replace means we could gain it and then play it. Next turn. And then it's just easier to like keep gaining more replaces, I guess, is the upside. But, I mean, it's easy to replace into Duchy, I guess, is what it comes down to. So, I'm thinking about getting silver, not necessarily because I need it, but because I might want to buy province next turn. Then again, maybe I just want to get, like, throne room next turn. That's the advantage of getting replaced, is we can get... Man, this is tricky. This is tricky. I think I want to ferry... Oh no, I don't want to ferry the replace. That was dumb. I need to buy the replace. I need to keep Ferry on Seer, that's right. All right. I kind of want to throne the junk dealer, I think. That is my preferred throne target. Okay. So now we can replace into throne room, potentially. Um, yeah, I think I want to keep the experiment. No, I have a horse down there. Okay. Yeah, let's throne the Seer. That way we can gain a silver, draw it up, gain an experiment, and buy province. And now we're off to the races. I think the goal now is we just get as many throne rooms as we can. We'll get some experiments, another replace probably, and then we'll just have a lot of endgame potential. But we keep on buying the provinces because that's the most efficient VP. So we're just a little bit ahead of our opponent, I think, at this point. Like a half a turn. Aha! Better than a half a turn because our opponent can't get province there. Alright, let's throne the Seer. Boom, boom. Alrighty, I like the replace there. Okay. So now we can turn we have no more thrones, so I think I just want a double throne. How many silvers did I have last turn? Yeah, might as well get our full 4 silvers. And then this can be experiment. And that all looks pretty good to me. Keep top decking these provinces, which is fine. We might be able to empty piles pretty soon. Once throne's empty, like, experiments are pretty low. That curse doesn't do anything because I have hermits. This is the end of the turn, though. Okay. There we go. Alright, now we can start. Now we can begin. I have multiple throne rooms. So let's go ahead and start with the Seer. Hmm. Game 3. We have Way of the Horse and Sinister Plot. Oh, Way of the Horse Infirmary is very interesting. Don't know if it's good, but it is interesting. So we have a 2-5. That is a lot worse than a 5-2. We potentially buy nothing, and then we just do a big infirmary overpay. And by big, I mean we overpay by 2. Is that the best thing we can do with our 5-coin hand? Probably. I don't like Fool's Gold because we can just play with Market Square and get actual gold. The plus action situation is not great. But we can use Flagship Way of the Horse. But it's not conditional. This is an interesting kingdom. You gotta be kidding me. I still don't want it. Hmm. I do need to get, like, the flagship thing started. I'm not sure what the best way to do that is. What's our draw situation? Advisor, maybe? Yeah, that should do enough. Sinister Plot is pretty good, but I think I need to get a flagship. Do I want to get a gold right now? I don't actually think it's that important. We've trashed just 2 copper. Yeah, I don't think it's important. You know, that's maximally bad. I've been saying that quite a lot. I need a second market square. Okay. I do need a second market square, but actually I'm thinking about an advisor now. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. Um, no. I think I just want another market square and either an advisor or a sinister plot. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm ahead or behind. I don't think there's much upside to adding more flagships. I think I'd rather add advisors and then maybe end market squares and potentially a secret passage. I really hope I draw advisor here. Strange. Okay. That is not what I wanted. Not at all. Well, at least next turn we have the advisor. Do I potentially want more advisors? I mean, it will increase our ability to get golds, and that's pretty important. Oh, I need to do something here. Um, yeah, our opponent's in a better spot than us now. I think we got a little bit unlucky with our draws, but our opponent did some smart plays with the infirmary as horse kind of thing. Oh, our opponent might end up doing the same thing that we did with infirmary being discarded. That would be unfortunate. I guess that's why we should get a secret passage next. Hmm. Watchtower. What is that watchtower there for? What is that watchtower there for? I'm not sure. I mean, you can top deck golds and or you can top deck the golds you gain, but what is that? That doesn't seem very good. I'm not sure. Hmm. Alright, so Advisor's kind of bad when you see it later on in the turn. On the other hand, it is kind of good with Market Square. Um, like, I don't think any of this matters. Just a thing to trash. Okay. Maybe I should have gotten another advisor. Hmm. Whoa! Flagship returned to the pile. I guess their knave is content with their 5 golds. Maybe that's correct. I don't know. Fool's Gold was definitely a reasonable direction to go. It just seems pretty weird when the plus buy is Market Square. But you could have skipped the flagship thing, maybe. I don't know, I kind of like the duration flagship for reliability. But you could go, well, it's all very unclear. Uh, oh, thank you. What? I was like, how do you decide that? I mean, it was the correct decision, but how do you know that? I don't think there's a big rush to get provinces. I don't have a great amount of money. If I had one more coin, no. I need 2 more coins to want to get a province, I think. Hmm. I could get a messenger, but I don't think I want a messenger. Maybe my opponent does. Uh, I don't particularly need much more plus buy. I think just 1 market square is fine. So I might just empty advisors. Seems pretty reasonable to me. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about this game. I'm thinking checkmate in 2. In part thanks to Sinister Plot. I would take Province, Market Square, Secret Passage, I think. Should have this. I should be able to empty provinces across 2 turns. Or at least get 7 of them. Or 6 of them if my opponent doesn't play ball. And if they do contest provinces, I should be able to beat 5 provinces across 2 turns as well. I think. Interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. It's fine. Whatever. We'll get 2 golds here. Mm, do we get 3? Okay. The flagship is down there. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It would be nice to put the advisor at the bottom. Kind of set up our next turn. We don't need to set up our next turn, right? Because we have a sinister plot. So the only question, I mean, we need the flagship. That much is clear. I'm not sure what the gold does. Maybe it doesn't matter. Like, if we have 7 gold, that's 21, 23, 24 coins this turn. I mean, that's enough. It's fine. We can stop with that. We can stop with that. Okay, we bottom deck a market square. That's fine. Alright, and then I think we just want to buy other cheap actions. Hmm. I don't think we need to worry about lowering market square. Because our opponent could just, like, messenger it anyway. I don't think there's a pile out risk. They have the messenger along with 3 market squares. I'm pretty sure. That's 5 buys. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That was longer than I needed to take. My bad. My bad. I'm pretty close to being able to get all these provinces, so let's go ahead and do it. Alrighty. Yeah, I probably should have been horsing some of those, but it all works out. On to game 4. Tanuki, which we can open with, and then there's Counterfeit, which is pretty good as well. Hmm. Alright, what else do we have for Courtier? Not much. Not much. So I think we get Tanuki, Silver. Then we're going to get some Ironmongers from Trashing Estate. We get a Counterfeit as soon as we can. And then more Ironmongers, Bakers, probably. And we'll get Courtier. Maybe we'll play with some Wild Hunts. And ultimately, the golds we gain from Courtiers are like doubly valuable. Alright, my opponent's got the same idea. Ooh, this is very good. I think Ironmonger is going to be better than anything else we can be doing here. It is like the actions, you know? So I guess we just grab them till they're gone, you know? I might seize the day. Kind of want a wild hunt, right? We could buy a wild hunt and a courtier. We still have an estate left, so... Or... we could get... We can't get seize the day and wild hunt. Not in this way. Hmm. I think we can come around to it. Alright, and now, should we get a courtier? I think so. Should I be buying estates? Like, I'm not sure. I'm thinking no, but I don't know. Alright, we've seized and our opponent has not. But we did it in order to get the Ironmongers. Okay. Not sure what to do with this Tanuki, to be quite honest with you. Um, I think I'll just get an estate, I guess. I don't know. Not the cleanest sequencing there. Do we need buy? Not really. Okay. I think we'll take actions, I guess. I don't even know what I'm gaining off of that estate, to be quite honest. Oh, that was dumb. That was dumb. I guess we can gain a silver. Like, should I have gone province there? I don't know. It's a reasonable question. And you could also argue I should have gotten a wild hunt instead of a sanctuary. There are too many things that I want to gain, you know? Oh, Knave buys seize the day, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Oh, that can be good to grab wild hunt points. I wonder if that's the plan. Jeez. Maybe that was the plan. And it didn't work. They were definitely behind on trashing. Alright, 4-0, on to game 5. Peaceful Cult. With Siren. Any Siren tricks? I think Tracker, right? When you gain a card, you may put it onto your deck. Yeah, I think so. Do we have just the one peaceful cult? So we can potentially buy double tracker along with scrap. It's also credit. We could like credit contract. I don't love that though. Let's just get the double tracker. Well, this is terrible. Plenty of villages though. Unfortunately, we can't afford any this turn because of terrible shuffle luck. I guess we need to buy silver. I mean, we don't need to, but I don't think a second scrap is something that I want. Is a silver something I want? I don't. Yeah, see, this is like messed up, man. I actually think I'm gonna just get another Siren. Playing Siren isn't as attractive here. I could get a free gold. Um, sure. I could top deck it, but I don't think I care about that. Well, no, no, I'm into that. I'm into it. I need villages. I do need villages. I can't mirror for a village. I really want contract. Probably want to play with two contracts because of the cursing. At least two. This can be action. Can be action horse. I don't know. Card seems better, doesn't it? Like, wouldn't it be nice to play a contract here? But I don't really want to draw into like a Siren. And top decking, um, A village seems pretty good. Because we have a Siren and another tracker down there. No, top decking contract seems fine. I mean, we really want to find our Siren. So I actually think it's better to get a workers' village here. Maybe we should have drawn for the chance to mirror it. We could credit as well. I really want to find my Siren. But I don't get to. Now we can do some mirroring. So we could mirror Patrol. We only have the one village. But we can potentially top deck villages. Our opponent seems to be under more control than us. But we're not out of the game yet. We're not out of the game yet. We're not going to trigger a shuffle. We might trigger a shuffle. I don't know, both of these options, like, these are two good options, I think. And I don't think we've seen Field's Gift yet. I could be wrong, but I think playing Tracker here is a little bit better. We contract the Siren. That sucks. Wait. Huh? That definitely sucks. Please, 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 please. Give me a patrol. Yeah, we chose poorly. Stupid Mountain's Gift. Yeah, we probably should have played the Siren. I mean, it all depends on whether we see the workers' village before we see the patrol. Like, that makes it all worthwhile, I think. Man. Our opponent's just gotten perfect Siren draws. Perfect. Every turn they see Siren. It's frustrating. I don't even know if we should play the second workers' village. I think we shouldn't. We're definitely behind in this game. And buys. Thank you. Do we want the horse? No, I don't think so. In fact, I think I'll contract the workers' village for next turn. Three, 6, so we have 8 right now. 8 is pretty good. Eight is pretty good. That's a lot of curses. Headed my way. Alright, so what's our payload in this kingdom? Uh, it's pretty much not a lot of payload. So I guess we should start buying province pretty soon. Hmm. Wheelwrights can gain mill, which is pretty good. I should probably have one. We definitely need some more villages. We can, like, mirror workers village. Mirror is not doing a whole lot, but whatever. I guess I could have trashed a tracker instead of a silver. That would have been smarter. But I had 2 more coins. That would have definitely been better. Could have got that wheel right. This game could end pretty fast. Storeroom seems greedy. Forest gift, great. It's not a lot of money. I mean, we can potentially get ahead because we have more economy, you know? Our opponent's going for a big, like, 3-pile ending thing, but we can just buy province. That is really unlucky. That's, like, crazy unlucky. Where are my freaking curses? Guess we have to play all of our workers' villages. I was hoping to avoid this. I think I'll contract the horse. I mean, it'd be nice to get more mills, but I think we need to play defensively here. I'm just not sure what to do with this leftover 3 coins, you know? I'm not sure. I don't think scrap is very good. I don't think storeroom is very good. I guess I'll get a silver and hope for the best. Storeroom is contracted? That's interesting. Oh, from Siren. Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that synergy. So you get 5 coins in a buy from a contracted storeroom. That's pretty cool. We've got more stuff in our deck. And we've got the VP lead. And we've cleaned up our curses now. I feel like we're in the clear. We're in the home stretch, you know? We could be in good shape. I do want a wheelwright. Just never had the opportunity to get it. So our opponent's got that pile pressure. We just have to focus on provinces at this point. We might have other preferences, but it's got to be provinces. Sky's Gift is good, but they already used their patrol, so I don't know if they can actually take advantage of it. They don't have any mills. Wait, are they out of... They're just out of actions? So they're not playing a Siren here? I guess I would have accepted the undo. But it's too late now. On to game 6. Discards an estate? What? Oh, Gang of Pickpockets. Ferryman for Workers Village, that's pretty good. Goatherd is the trashing. I think the payload is going to be loot from Peril. Nothing else is very good. In which case, we should probably buy a fishmonger. Ooh. I'm happy to trash. Guess we could also play with a guide. Our opponent got another goat herd. So maybe we should also get another goat herd. I was thinking about guide, but hmm. We're really gonna power up our opponent's goat herds here. Yeah, this is bad. But I don't know what else to do. Okay. Sword doesn't do much. Yeah, and that's a really safe, like, trash of goat herd from our opponent. Yeah. Let's just get another den. There's no 4-cost card for gather, huh? Weird. Oh, that wasn't the way. No forecast card. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we can get a ferryman to get a workers' village. I think I like that. Ferryman seems better than border guard, right? Yeah, it's better. There are some things about it that are worse, but I think in on the whole it's better. Also, I can play with werewolf draw. I suppose I'll discard. We can like double peril and all that stuff. Hmm. I don't like that too much. Now, if we actually play the goat herd to draw up the copper, I don't think that does anything. Ooh, hammer's nice. Okay, I don't mind trashing a fishmonger now. Which I think means we should get a werewolf. And we have the other goat herd to trash, potentially. I don't know. I think we just get by with our goat herd draw for now. Jester? That's crazy. Alright, well I might be double goat herding this time. Yeah, let's do it. Let's double goat herd. Then we have another workers' village there. Not that that helps. Yeah, because we have the hammer down there. We need the hammer. Oh, hey, that's actions too. Um, alright, so what do we want to do here? We're gonna end up buying two cost cards. Should probably get the werewolf here. Suppose we could gather for an aristocrat. That's not too bad. Or we could just get this aristocrat here. Okay. And now we can get a werewolf, a border guard, and another peril. Oh, and a peril, of course. That's fine. I mean, we're the only ones with the fishmongers. I guess they're not super important at this stage with all the loot. Although I did only have the 1+5 loot. Yeah, I'll play with a couple aristocrats. I mean, I can always buy another sycophant. It's not a big deal. Fear? Uh-huh. Well, Ferryman is better, as we've established. Okay. don't know if I should trash the goat herd. I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. It is generally pretty good draw. I think the second aristocrat's going to be even better. Yeah. Insignia. Okay. I mean, we can gather for a goat herd anyway. Is it good to have a guide? Better to have a goat herd, I think. Alright, and then actions. We're okay with actions. At the moment, we'll do that. Then we can go border guard, sycophant, or whatever. It's like this game is not immediately over. There's game left. That's my feeling. You got a sword. That's annoying. What am I doing with this sycophant? Guess I should have paid attention to that. Opponent's still just holding on to 2 coppers. Interesting. I guess. I mean, eventually we need to start buying provinces. It's getting pretty close. Pretty close to the moment. We seem very even, I'd say, at this stage. Well, that's annoying. Hmm. I don't think our opponent trashed any cards either. Hmm. I don't want to top deck a goat herd, I don't think. Oh. Uh, I could have top decked that. It would have been fine, but whatever. So that was an unfortunate dud. I think it doesn't make sense to trash copper anymore. You cannot gain that. What did I gain? Ferry, figurehead. That's a good one. We're getting pretty low on piles. That dead turn definitely messed me up. Ooh. Okay. I kind of want that hammer as well, but like maybe that's not worth it. I really don't know. Um, like I'm not sure. I made the Goatherds cantrips. You probably could have just discarded them. Otherwise, unclear. That aristocrat gain was pretty crucial. Ooh. It's really powering up my cards, you know? Oh well. Hmm. What to do? What to do? I really want to make it easier for my opponent to pile. I think I just get a guide, probably. I mean, a third aristocrat isn't bad either. I have plenty of actions, so we get a little extra payload that way. I think I want to try to get my opponent to dud. On the other hand, I feel like I need a Den of Sin. And if I get a Den, I can't get two provinces. So if I get a Den, I can get province duchy. Gives me a small VP lead. I'm pretty sure my opponent can't. I mean, if my opponent triples, I probably lose, regardless. That's why I'm feeling like double province is the way. But I can't triple, you know? That's not something I'm capable of. So does it really matter if I lower provinces anymore? I feel like I should maybe play for the long game. This den helps our next turn, but hurts the next turn. I think we just have to hope for the best. I think we get the provinces while we can. Dang! I actually helped my opponent out. By getting rid of their Goatherds. I should have top decked the other aristocrat. I had that opportunity, I think. Wow. Super close. But yeah, I don't think I can win if my opponent gets 3 provinces and I had taken like province duchy. It's still going to be tough if they maximize VP here. Mm. Hmm. No, this hand looks pretty good. Alright. Pretty sure they didn't trash any cards. I don't think I can win this turn. And the tricky thing is, I don't know if I can win. Next turn either. Alright, so we're getting real close to 3 piles. I'm going to have a really good next turn. Maybe a good enough to win next turn. So, what do we get? We can get 3 duchies, but then are we worried about... No, we're not really worried about 2 duchies, Den and Gather. That's 22. I think it's probably good to just get another aristocrat. So... Yeah, I mean, it's a really good turn we have coming up. I think it makes sense to make it hard for our opponent. But now here's the tricky part. If we get that duchy, then our opponent can win on 22 along with some buys. But Goatherds are low. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. Okay, 5 buys. 5 buys isn't trivial. But yeah, if we don't, they can win on, like, Goatherds, potentially, right? Like, double gather is 14, and then Goatherd Border Guard is 19. I think in the end we have to take this. And I don't think it makes sense to buy literally anything else. Unless it's in a state. Which it could be. What's the thinking with a state? If they get double province, we need just province duchy to win. Yeah, that seems fine. We can do province duchy. I forgot about the jesters. That potentially opens up more lines of victory. I like this hand. This starting hand. Alright, does our opponent have 22? That's the question. If I'd gotten 2 estates, then they would not have been able to win with the duchy, den, border guard line. That would have been worth considering. We could have actually top decked all our green cards and then use guide to get rid of them. That probably would have been optimal. I'm guessing by the hesitation that our opponent doesn't have it. They definitely have the buys. Well, that's good news for me. We should be able to win. Alright, pickpockets, jewels, figurehead, all the things. Alright. And then I'm a little confused about that, but okay. Uh-huh. Ooh. Well, that was a 6-0 result. Good for us. Sad for our opponent. More matches to come. Hopefully we continue our strong result. Till the next one.